All right, 3, 2, 1. That was bad.
It's always bad.
All right. What's up, everybody? Tom and Brandon here, and
I'm
today
Brandon.
we are going to be talking about what makes mixes good and what makes them bad. And I think if you're a worship pastor, if you're a worship leader, if you're a tech director, tech guy, musician, this is really good insight because not so like technical and mixy. It's kind of some practical thoughts, and hope you guys enjoy it.
Enjoy,
guys. Enjoy with an M. Why'd you just do that?
I juked you. That's fine. Sorry. I'm like a child sometimes with my jokes. I feel like it's really great, but then it sucks. You know? Nick gave me the dad joke book that's sitting over there. That's my joke style. It's bad. Yeah, it's...
Let's start this off with the dad joke.
Oh, that's great. Oh,
knock, knock. Who's there?
Oh, let me...
Oh, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Misery.
Misery who?
Misery is next to Kansas. What the
Misery is next to Kansas?
Misery is next to Kansas. Missouri?
Oh, God. Missouri. Gosh.
Missouri.
That's so bad.
That's whack, dude. I've heard some whack jokes. Good Lord.
Those are dad jokes. That's funny.
All right, let's hit it, my boy. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about what makes mixes good, what makes live sound good, and what makes it bad.
Bad.
What makes it not good? I think, you look across a large sample of churches, shows, whatever your use case is, and it's pretty common. Like I feel like there are like a top 10 like offenders that make things not good.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's pretty common traits.
Yeah.
And then there's also like, I think what makes things good is a little more abstract.
Yeah.
But I still think we could probably poke at some of them. So
abstract. This will not be abstract. No, will it? It might be a little abstract.
A little abstract. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see. But we would love to leave people with some, I don't know, maybe some pretty clear direction on like, oh, that's an obvious change that I haven't made yet, and that might improve things.
Yeah.
Substantially. That's something I've been saying a lot lately.
So what let me ask you then, what is obviously the most inspiring, because good is judged by, I think, how unoffensive and how inspiring, both those things at the same time.
Lovely.
I think that's what good is, right? How because it's easy to offend in sound, but also on the other side, how inspiring is it for you to listen to?
Yeah.
So what is the most inspiring live experience you've ever been a part of?
Yikes, the most inspiring live experience I've ever had. Okay, so one. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so once.
Are you going to name a certain British band?
No.
Okay, all right.
No, I'm not going to name Coldplay.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
You're a sky full of stars.
Whenever you reference Coldplay, you reference like the main like top songs that I'll barely even like, dude.
But that's the one you tune rooms with.
Yeah, I tune rooms with that song, but
you have any idea how many times I've heard that song on the road?
Yeah. It's the song of our conquering.
Oh, yeah. Got it.
It's like our Fetty Wap JBL speaker song. That's our song when we're rolling in.
Okay.
Okay, so I think the most okay, so just one thing that stuck out to me instantly. I went to Milwaukee when I lived in Chicago. I went to Milwaukee to hear Local Natives. One of my favorite bands, probably my second favorite band ever, is Local Natives. And
behind Coldplay.
Yeah, behind Coldplay, yes. Correct. Very correct. And it was at a venue, I think called not the Odeum. something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Small room.
no, it was one of those theaters where like the balcony comes very close to the stage,
Mhm.
but then it goes far deep beyond, kind of like a House of Blues layout almost.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm referencing the Chicago House of Blues, but point is, it was a theater, it was a sizable theater. Seating, it probably sat close to like 1,500 to 2,000 with the balcony.
cool.
Yeah, so it was a sizable
That's a nice
theater,
room.
but it was
Like
cool.
the top balcony is like you were like 18 feet away from the speakers.
Literally, no, dude.
And it's just like blasting.
You're
you.
right there. You're right there. Exactly.
Yeah.
So they had a stacked PA, like not an array.
Oh.
It was probably the EV1 that I forget the name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? You know the
Yeah.
EV PA that was like the thing before arrays came out?
Yes.
Okay. So it was that. And then I don't even know who the opener band was, but I just remember when they started playing, like I had been doing sound at church every week on some like VRX or something. I don't even know if I had, maybe it was on the Nexus, and like this band starts playing and like the drums are just like right there in front of me. Like they're not that far. They're like 30 feet away from me. And
you're on the balcony?
20 feet. No, I'm on the ground.
Okay.
Maybe like 20 feet away from me. But the PA's right there. And the guy starts playing, and just the amount of physical energy
Yeah.
that's coming out of that big PA on the ground, like every time he hit the kick and the toms. And yes, dude, you know how
Yeah.
those rigs were?
Oh,
It was
yeah.
a different type of punch than we get from line arrays. I'm sorry. But stacking that rig on the ground, the punch you could get was unmatched, in my opinion. And I was just there, and I was just far enough that like it was clear, it was really clear, but I wasn't like, but I was on the ground and I was close. And I just remember he was like doing some groove on the toms, doof, doof, bah, like something like that. And I was just like, oh my gosh, live sound is amazing. That,
That's cool.
But I think what I heard was like, looking back, it was harnessing a physical experience that was not too loud either. It was just like actual punch when like subs and tops and compression and like ton of subs.
You know what console he had?
I have no idea. I feel like somewhere in my memory I see turning around and he was on sound design, Digidesign,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
like a profile
Like a
or an
menu.
SC48.
Yeah.
But that might just be in my head. But point is, it was just amazing. And I was like, this isn't even that loud.
It's so
I remember,
fun.
dude, I just remember
Yeah.
leaving and I was like, if church sounded that good,
Yeah.
it could be like this.
Yeah.
It could be, like maybe the low end would be a lot for some people, but it was just punch.
Yeah.
Like I just remember thinking like, dang it, like I need way more subs. I guarantee you I went back and I was like, we need way more subs.
Dad, I need to meet with you right now.
We need a meeting. No. Get
the board together.
Get the board.
I need $30,000 right now.
I need subs. But yeah,
And
I
Crown amplifiers, because that's all we have.
think, dude, yeah, I think that was, and I think it spoke to this reality of like, when I think of what's good and what's bad, if there's this principle of like, the more low, you can't have too many subs. You kind of can't. Because if you tune them right, despite how much you have,
time them right.
and you time them right, exactly. Okay, interesting point you bring up. With the stackables, timing was not a thing, right? It was not a thing.
Yeah.
They were all together. So it was like they were just two big, the mains and the subs, it's all in one point,
Yeah.
right? Like with arrays being separate and all this stuff, you lose a lot there. So I think the timing obviously was everything so in phase. And it was just like, doosh. I guess what I'm getting at is I think there's a good that is like when you have a sufficient amount of low-end energy in a room, like stuff, you can have quite a bit of low end and not that much total volume. And it can sound so fantastic.
Yeah.
I know that's so broad, but like, I think principally speaking, you listen to a really good mix, there's like quite a bit of low end, but like the mix is not that loud. It's just not. The low end is what's providing. It brings the energy, you know. And I don't know. That was something that stood out to me. Is there any memorable moment for you?
Well, me and Nick and Lucas went to Coldplay when they were here in Dallas at Fair Park, like in 22, I think it was 2022.
I'm offended. I lived here.
No,
it must have been before I moved. Oh, it was in the summer. I moved. It was the end of the summer.
I want to say it was in like September.
Yeah, we did know each other. I'm offended.
I'm sorry.
Carry on. We knew each other like 4 days.
But yeah, exactly. It was not the best live sound I've ever heard, but it was so inspiring because they are inspiring, right? What the music did, what the mix did, which is the goal, right? And this is the problem.
Yeah, this is annoying.
This is the problem.
An annoying point.
The experience of the show was fantastic, right? I take my cables out of my in-ears and I use them as earplugs. I'm not the guy who bought the fancy, like, it's completely flood, but it just subtracts 28 dB, you know? I should get those. But
it's completely flood.
Yeah.
No,
like,
it's not.
I took my ears out for a couple minutes, you know, and then I realized it was just really loud, so I just put them back in.
It was that loud? I thought they run those shows at like 95.
It's probably like 104, 105 is hot, you know? But the experience of the show with the pyrotechnics and the lights and just Chris Martin's vibe. Their band's vibe is amazing. But it was so inspiring. And the mix itself, like the snare drum was not good. It was just
sounded,
it's just pop. You can tell, like you can kind of see, I think this is part of their appeal. You can tell that like they're not like the greatest musicians of all time.
No.
But they are so good at what they do. And they have crafted something that is so musical without being the most talented. Like Jacob Collier, they're not that guy. They're just, you know.
Yeah.
So my point is it wasn't necessarily good, but it was so inspiring.
Yeah.
Right. So it loses on one hand and wins like more than all of it on the other hand.
There was an it factor to it. There was an it factor and services. Well, this is a super interesting point. Like, because no, it's honestly super interesting.
Yeah.
Because with AudioLink, we come into a lot of clients, and with just in general, in doing this with churches, I've come to a lot of churches that are reaching a lot of people. Their services are packed with people, all this stuff. And the sound is really barely acceptable.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's either like violently loud or like it's just like, what in the what?
Yeah.
And there is an it factor, like sound in my mind in that experience. It is a huge influential factor. That, you know, it's almost like meat, like the difference between like ground beef and like. You know, aged Wagyu, Japanese Wagyu, such a spectrum of difference in quality.
Both are meat.
Yes, it doesn't mean that the ground beef doesn't taste good and that you wouldn't order it, so to speak, have a burger.
Yeah.
But if you knew what the Wagyu was like, you would be like, why would I ever eat that? That's horrible.
Yeah.
Right? But I think depending on, quote, not to make church a business at all, but like product market fit kind of, I feel like when I see that, it's typically like, this is a type of church that doesn't exist in this area. This is a message. The pastor's preaching a message. He has an energy that they don't have here.
Yeah.
And he's brought that. But there is an element of like it factor to like, I don't want to say stage presence, but there is kind of like this communication charisma factor that Coldplay has, like to the billionth degree.
Yeah.
But okay, so here's my question: if you came into a church that has 1,500 seats and you walk in, you just go to some random town in America, you find that church,
Missouri.
Yeah, you go into Missouri.
Missouri.
Yes, and you Google mega church and you roll in.
Yeah.
What do you expect to hear? We don't mix there. We mix for everyone.
I think,
but they somehow slip through.
I think I would expect it to be acceptable, because I think that's
what's probably good and what's probably bad.
Yeah. So I think the mistake that churches make it comes back to being risk averse, and it's risky to be good, right? In order to I mean, so we'll invest just enough money to be acceptable, but not lose anything, right?
Yeah.
And by contrast, to get to, it's like the law of diminishing returns, to get from 0 to 90% of awesome, it takes $100. To get from 90 to 100%, 90% to 100%, it takes $3,000.
Exactly.
So, like, how much money are you going to spend on that spectrum? I would expect church in random place USA probably to sound acceptable. I would expect it to be probably very mainstream, very like just middle of the road on everything, right? But that answers your question.
Yeah.
Like,
okay. So, like, what do you think? When you walk in somewhere, I know it's different everywhere. What I'm trying to do is identify, like, what are kind of main blaring things that you would expect people to be doing well, that you see most people doing well, and then things that you see most people doing poorly?
Most people, I think, have a pretty solid volunteer, like, base of people. Ironically, I think that, man, this chair squeaks.
Dr. Squeaker.
I know. Ironically, I think that hurts the quality a lot of times.
Yeah.
And because, again, the quality necessarily isn't the ultimate goal. I think experience and immersion, pulling you in and not being distracting from the message is the goal.
Totally.
So unoffensive. That's what, like, unoffensive is.
Yeah, that's
is
phase
important.
one.
Yeah. But if you have a lot of rotations, which is really good for the staff of the church, right? Because you have a lot of
manageable burden.
Yeah, exactly. So you're not having to work all the time. The result varies drastically with the experience of your volunteers, right? So I think that's probably what I would expect, because a lot of people want to get involved. They have a desire to serve. There's a lot of, like, good-hearted people out there, and it comes back to, like, a training situation, and maybe the staff does or doesn't know exactly what to do on that front.
Yeah. Well, dude, it's interesting because, like, to this same question, my answer to the same question would probably be, like, I have been in, and one of our clients that's really large is actually one of these that I was impressed with the front of house sound. It rarely happens that I come in and I'm, like, really, like, impressed with the front of house sound, and I was like, oh yeah, this is great. And they happen to fall into this bucket. So, like, I think most places that have, like, are, like, run by staff or contractors, they're just, like, boxed into the skill level of that guy, and that's what they're getting. I've found those places are, if that guy's really good, like, one of my family's churches, they have a guy who is fantastic. Absolute beast. Okay? Ray. Ray. Shout out to Ray. And he's absolutely phenomenal, and they would never need anything else. He's homegrown there. Yeah. He's mixed there a long time. He gets the DNA. He can anticipate everything.
That's the perfect unicorn situation.
It is, yes. It is a extreme unicorn situation, given how many churches that are, like, really large like theirs that we interact with. None of them have this.
Yeah.
None of them.
Yeah.
And even, like, ones I really would have expected to, like, in the Bible Belt, in this. Now, so I guess what I'm getting to is this. The only churches that I've been to that are doing it themselves, or even, like, with volunteers, if it's a really big organization the volunteers are probably like pretty seasoned engineers, even just as volunteers, or they do something around the field. The ones that have been good, this is what they have in common that I've noticed. They have a file that they run that everyone has to use. And then they manage that.
Yeah.
They manage that. And there's some guy...
Manage the pollution.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They just manage the pollution, and they load it each time.
EPA the heck out of that file.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the big things is like having some standard that everyone has to use.
Yeah.
In contrast, I don't think I've ever been somewhere where guys have different show files that are not like that are professionals.
Yeah.
That they did have different show files and their sound is good.
So and what I realize is most professionals are totally fine using whatever file.
It's fun.
It's a different sandbox to play in, and it can be fun.
Yeah.
But the ones who are trying to be professional think that you bring your file, that's your thing, and it's like, and those are the ones that I feel like are harder to work with, because it's not about the team effort, the cumulative or whatever.
Cumulative.
The summative effort.
Yes, that's actually a really tough word. Cumulative.
Cumulative.
Yeah.
It's not about the sum of all the efforts of the team. It's about them, and that's a problem. So,
okay, I want to move on to the next section. So I want to talk about I want to go on to the source side of it. I want to talk about the different sources. And when you react to these sources, thinking about the source themselves, thinking brands, thinking key things that people should have to have success doing contemporary and gospel fusion worship music at church.
Gospel fusion is so much fun.
Oh, dude. My favorite clients of ours.
They're all gospel, okay.
The main ones I listen to are gospel. What's hilarious is like growing up, I was just like so adverse to gospel music just because I heard so much of it. And now...
Yeah. There was a season where like
90s, I'm still kind of like...
Yeah, like there's a season where it was way more ballady, and it's kind of like, it's like choral in nature. All the BGVs, there's like 17 soprano parts and all these things. It's like,
like Benny Hinn's worship.
I wouldn't say.
Oh God, be the glory. Like those songs.
To the highest key. Like,
yeah, key change.
Yeah.
What was his organ player's name?
I don't remember his name. Anyway, no shade.
No.
All this is so influential in our lives.
That is not shade at all, dude.
Yeah.
George, I forget what he would always reference to him as his name.
The deep vibrato.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So I want you to just respond to these things on what you think are the keys to success on the source side. Let's just start with talking about drums.
Okay, so
say brands.
So on the gospel side,
yeah.
I'm not gonna say like there's
just the keys.
Obviously like a good drum set is pretty easy to find. I think that like Ludwig makes great drums, Gretsch makes great drums. DW, even though they're not my favorite for gospel stuff, they sound awesome.
Yamaha and DW, slay gospel.
For one of our Perks packs, we sampled we haven't released it, but we sampled a Yamaha, like the studio custom.
Dude.
It's the heaviest drum set I've ever picked up.
Yes.
It's like the plot. It's like so thick. The kick drum is like 35 pounds. It's crazy, bro. But it's like
I'm not touring with those. Yeah.
Oh man, it's 4 toms and everything, dude. We gotta get that. Anyway, but so that stuff is, I mean, a great sounding drum set. Know how to tune those drums, right? Because there's always. That's the most important part. You can have a great kit. You can even make bad kits sound great. Yeah. With good tuning and good heads. So
all right, contemporary, you like clear coated?
I think I prefer coated.
All right, what's your heads for toms on contemporary music? Exact heads.
It depends. I mean, it depends. Okay, so it requires a little bit more intuition about yourself if you're a drummer. Like, how do you play? Do you hit hard or do you hit soft? If you're hitting hard, get coated heads. Yeah. I think.
What are your favorite coated heads?
Just Remo, like the Emperor, the Ambassador. I mean, they're great. They're really, really good heads. You can make all of them sound great, right?
This seems like one of those ads that's like a fake ad.
Yeah.
But it's a real ad.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Carry on. Sorry. Snare.
And then what is it?
Sorry, I'm cutting you off. You're about
No.
to say something.
The kick and snare. It's like the kick is the E-Mad is great. The Evans E-Mad's awesome.
Yeah, I always go E-Mad on the.
It's hard. It does like all the work for you. You know, it's like scoops all the right frequencies and it sounds great. Muffled just enough, dampened enough. Snare, it's a bit more. I think when I play drums, I'd always like the coded controlled sound Remo.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a great head. That's just from 10 years ago, so I could not be. I haven't played as much, but the guys always like the P3s or the P77 Remos. Well,
yeah, I think Ambassador and Emperor both work depending on the tuning.
Yeah.
I forget which one's thicker.
Mm-hmm. Emperor's thicker.
Emperor, I think, is my favorite one on the snare.
Ambassador is single ply.
Yeah. Got it.
But anyway, and then like cymbals, obviously, it's like if you're in gospel, stay with A Customs. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, A Customs, dude.
Just kidding. I would probably go smaller Ks.
Ks,
That's
dude.
what I would do. Yeah.
Ks.
Mm-hmm. The light ride is great.
Sound better. In a way, Ks sound better to me than any cymbals. The problem is they're only for that type of music.
Yeah.
They're for Justin Timberlake's tour.
Exactly. Generally speaking, I mean, Sabian makes great stuff too, but all the guys that in my circle, they're using Meinl or Istanbul, obviously, or Heartbeat. All those same
100%.
genre of music.
Couple use Pasty.
Is it Pasty or Peisty?
I don't know.
Peisty.
I don't know.
Anyway, so
they look pasty.
Yeah. Like
you look pasty.
Anyway, but yeah, that's it's really easy to get all that stuff to sound good.
Yeah.
And then we should get Nick in here to answer the bass questions.
Yeah, we should. All right. Yeah, and Mike wise, I know I can say this one. D6 out, 91 or E901 in.
I have not. Okay, everyone's been talking about the new Loughton mics.
Yeah, I've not tried them.
I have not tried them either.
I think there's two people talking about them, as in everyone. But carry on.
Well, I've seen them around a lot, like in
your Explorer,
in my Explore page, right?
Huh.
But I would like to try them. The thing is, like, I feel like all of that stuff, like, just you have a 57 and the 57 works great. The only mic to ever be better than a 57 is a 545, which is a 57. So
exactly,
with a slightly different EQ curve.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
I'd agree with that. Yeah. D6. 91 or E901. Tom's Audix.
I don't like the 901. I like the 91 though. All
Sennheiser. The 901. Yeah, the 901. If you're going for something for worship, here's the only thing I'll say though. I had a Gretsch Renown kit that I owned that had the 24-inch kick. Yeah.
Nuclear bomb every time you hit it.
Yeah, dude. Well, you can just go down low. Like that Pultec 30 hertz boost slays on it. Because you can actually make that like...
Destroys all the speakers.
Yeah, you can actually like just get that really low end like thud that's way out of the way of everything else if you want. Yeah. And the E901's kind of cool for that stuff to me. But
I like... The reason I don't love the 900s, Sennheiser in general...
Mm-hmm.
The only ones I like are the Tom mics, the 904s.
The 904s or the 604s?
904s.
Yeah, the 904s are way better, I think.
The 900s, I've never loved. I feel like they're way too scooped. I don't know why. Just like all that.
E901's mega scooped.
Yeah.
Way more scooped than the 91.
And I tend to I would much rather have something to do than it,
Yeah. Well, have control.
Have more control over it. Anyway, that's my thought.
Yeah. All right. Vocals. Live vocals. Okay. What are the key to success other than singers?
I mean, that is the key to success right there.
Yeah.
Have some tuning and know the key of the song.
Yeah, I think, what?
Watch that little sharp or flat button. That'll get you.
Yeah.
And, it's hard. Vocals are like...
Yeah.
If the singer's not good, there's not much you can do.
There is nothing you can do, actually.
If their technique is really bad, like they don't know how to hold a microphone and sing, that stuff you can coach. But if their voice doesn't sound good, it's not going to sound good. You are putting reverb on a turd.
It's true.
That doesn't work.
Yeah, and I think if you're a worship leader or singer listening to this, guys, there's singers that create nasty resonances, and there's singers that don't. And I think the ones that do are doing something wrong with their lungs, or they're tightening or compressing in some way that effectively creates a form of whistle.
Yeah.
And I think, if when you sing vowels, you're creating something. If you ask the front of house guy, he'll tell you. I'd say, hey, do I create weird resonances that really hurt? I think...
I would say, is my voice harsh? That's the thing.
Yeah, is my voice harsh? Yeah. Exactly.
People who sing with more long vowel sounds, like the hard vowel sounds, like e's, ooh, e, ah, like those, typically are harder to get rid of.
Yeah.
To control. Because there's they remove, I wouldn't even say it's not resonating. They don't let the face muscles resonate because you're doing such a focused sound.
Yes.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
100%.
That's all 2K. There's no there's no 400 harmonic behind it that smooths it out. So
it's the absence of frequencies that's actually the problem.
And all that to say, my grandfather was he taught choirs and vocals and taught people how to sing. And he'd always say sing the long vowel sound. So instead of E, it's the same sound, but you're choking it back a little bit, so it's not as harsh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Dude, I think that type of...
I could be completely wrong. I'm just regurgitating information. Guys. Don't hold me to it. I'm not a singer. I sing in the shower. That's it.
Dude, I think that's just key. And vocal mics, just to touch on that, the Neumanns are the best. KSM 9s are great. The de factos are as great.
We've been using some de factos.
I used Sunday... I was pretty pleased with the vocals Sunday.
Yeah. We've been winning a lot with some de factos lately.
De factos have different problems than the 105s. Neither of them have real problems.
Yeah, these are
These are problems as in realities. I
wouldn't
even
world
call them
sound guy problems.
These are the most first world sound guy problems ever.
Yeah.
When there is a problem with the de facto, I've found it a little bit... It's rare, but I found them difficult to solve. I just don't like making major moves on them personally, but whatever. All right, moving on.
I will say this, the first time, and Lee said this when he was on our podcast, he's vocalists love them when they hear themselves in them. And the first time we used it, I think it was Brett, or no, J-Lu, it was J-Lu. He was
so happy.
He was I feel like I can hear the inside of my head. That's what he said. Which
They
is
sound
amazing.
Earthy.
That's a huge testament. And
Quality of those mics.
I super underestimated what that was, because what these mics could do, for sure. Super, and we've used them for years. But anyway, so
DPA is as legit a company as can be.
Yes, they are.
I'm just gonna say
kick drum mic that I tried to buy from Braxton that he sold. Anyway,
there's companies out there that are kind of jokers.
Yeah.
And I could just tell they're I don't even have to name them.
Yeah.
They're not one of those. Okay, really quick. Guitar tones. Guitar tones.
Okay.
What's important and what's not?
Ooh, okay. Where are we in the world of amps or not?
Yeah, anything.
I think
this wants to help. This is for musicians and engineers.
Okay, so guitars, it is really important to be aware of where you sit in the mix. So, because guitars now are super big and washy. There's 4 million seconds of reverb on everything.
Mm-hmm.
So the Big Sky, thank you, Big Sky. I have the plugin. But anyway, and sometimes it can get out of control. So it's good to know if you're doing a rhythm part, you don't really need all that. It's cool to have mono sometimes, dual mono things with slightly different tones that the engineer can play with. It's cool. Stereo verbs, they're cool if you're playing a lead part, but they're not great for blending. It kind of if you turn something down. Here's the principle I'm trying to get at. If you turn something down, the loudest thing, it becomes way more apparent. So if it's quiet, like, and the things that disappear first are typically not super necessary. So like in Guitar World, right? So if you turn it down, if you still hear the verb at a low level, it might be too loud. You turn your blend down a bit, you know? Anyway, that's like being aware of the music, all that stuff is musicality more than anything else.
Yeah. I think for guitar players, recognizing that if the engineer has to do anything more than a small upper mid cut and maybe a small lower mid cut and maybe a small amount of compression, those three things, and a high pass filter, obviously, he's going to be making the sound worse.
It's true.
So,
even the compression is questionable sometimes.
Dude.
Because that signal is super compressed. Like the first pedal in a guitar player's chain is the compressor most of the time, right?
That's something that should be able to move in the music as much dynamic range as you're getting.
Yeah.
Like on the UR file, how much is it? I don't even know what we're hitting. 2 dB,
maybe, if any.
Dude,
you know?
so I think this is what I would say to guitar players. Like, I think they should be able to pull up multitracks.com, solo some Bobby Strand or some Nigel Hendroff, whoever your guy is. And these are the guys, Michael Chislett. David Hislop now.
Yeah.
I know all the old guys. Not that they're old,
2009.
but yes. Timon and Chislett and I forget the other guys.
That was Mighty to Save.
In case you were wondering.
2006.
Point is, I think you should be able to pull those up, and you should dial your tone so that it sounds exactly the same. Like sonically, the carry is the same, the grab of the overdrive is the same, the amount of low end to top end is the same.
That's what Todd did. So
dude,
when Todd Fight,
and his tone is
it was so okay. So when he came to Upper Room the first time, and like I think it was 2016, he got Garrett to show him like, okay, what are you doing with your guitar tone? Garrett's got like this ridiculous tone. When he's playing lead, he is the mix.
Yes.
You know, like
you just turn it up to like 12,000.
It is just the mix, and it feels so good, right? And so that was really inspiring. And Todd's like, okay, this guy really knows what he's doing. So he had Garrett show him all the stuff, right? How do you dial in your amps, all that stuff.
Yep.
And Todd now has taken that process and learned the way Garrett did it. Everything like what you're saying, learned it the way he does it.
Yeah.
And then he's able to make changes and do it the way he wants to. Make it his own. And and now Todd is got the best tone in Dallas, arguably. Like, dude, for sure.
I would agree.
And Dallas is not a small city. So there's a lot of guitar players.
There's a lot of worship guitar players, yeah.
And he's not trying to like here's the
not trying to reinvent the wheel.
He's not trying to reinvent the wheel. He's also not trying to like step out of the box creatively. So this is a unique thing about him that I'll say that plays in his advantage is that I know what I'm getting when I say, "Hey, dude, Todd, play on this."
No question.
Because he'll do what you ask, and he'll be creative if you ask him to be creative, but he will play it perfectly.
Assassin.
Perfectly. Yeah.
Assassin. And he looks like an assassin.
For sure, he does look like an assassin. Yep.
Dude. As I said it, I was like, he also looks like an assassin.
If he looks like one, he smells like one, he plays like one.
He might be one. We still don't know what he does.
Yeah.
No, dude, I honestly I love Todd. Love you, Todd. He was actually on our podcast. He's amazing. Honestly, I think you're dead on. Guitar players, like, in anything in this art, and I used to have some of these really, really stupid thoughts when I was coming up. Like, really, really stupid. And I hear some people that are not that great, unfortunately, at what they do say stuff like this. And it is stuff like, oh, well, I want it to be me. I'm like, nah, you're missing it. That's missing it. That's missing it.
I got a point to that.
Yes. All right. I'll make it after I make the point.
I will.
So the best prospect right now that I saw for like some class coming in, I think he just got drafted. The top prospect, he's like identical to Alex Rodriguez. He has the same exact swing. He looks like Alex Rodriguez. He moves like Alex Rodriguez. You know why? It's because he was obsessed with Alex Rodriguez.
Yes.
Like, He just does everything exactly
Yeah.
like him. Kobe,
Yeah.
debatably the best scorer ever, like does a lot of stuff exactly like Michael Jordan because he saw this and he emulated that. But like he shoots threes much better than Michael Jordan ever did. He made different parts of his game different, and like there are freaks of nature, like LeBron, right? Who has a completely no one's played like him. He just plays like another Nephilim, dude. But like, but like when it comes to
There it is.
Yeah,
I was
there we
waiting.
go.
I was waiting for the Nephilim
But when it
drop.
comes to most guys,
Yeah.
you can easily see they emulated this first, and then you become someone special out of that. If you think you can bypass,
It grids you.
dude. If you think you
puts you
can
on a-
bypass the process of emulation first, it's like you're starting a business, you're starting a brand. Like, look at what other people are doing and do that, and then make it your own or try to do it better.
Yeah.
And even churches that are like, oh, well, it has to be our sound.
Yeah.
I'm like, make it sound good first.
Well, there's my
You
point.
know?
My point around what you're saying is
Yeah.
so good, so good, and it's so true. And it takes a key factor that most people do not have.
Starts with an H.
Starts with an H.
And it middle is a
Yeah. Humility.
And then an
That's
ility.
yeah.
Yes.
So it takes humility to be aware that you don't know what you're doing when you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's so rare. I feel like that's so, I mean, it should be way more common in the church, but it's actually not common at all in the church. And we work with a lot of churches. And the ones that have a humble approach to it succeed.
Dude, everybody.
And they improve.
Dude, all the guys, like all the staff guys we interact to, there's this like vast difference in like the end quality. There's this tight connection between like the end result and the humility of the people that we work with.
Yes.
It's
absolutely.
a tight connection.
And there's like
and there's also an adverse.
I've had some experiences in the past with churches that they're like, what can we do to make our band better? And I'm like, well, you could, and I look at, and I've been involved with the church and I kind of know, and I'm friends with people. And I noticed that during their services, they only like vamp the whole time. It's like everything's building, it's flow. There's no songs play necessarily. It's just like a bridge for an hour. You're playing a bridge for an hour. And the first thing I said was like, well, you could sing songs, like, and not bridges. Don't just sing bridges.
Yeah.
Because the thing
Upper
that
room
gives
got everybody.
the thing that the thing that
They got
that's
everybody.
true.
Yeah.
But we sing
But
songs.
that came from somewhere that was first. Like
it was first a song.
It was
A
songs,
song was
and
sung
we do
before that.
songs on Sunday. We did multiple songs.
Yeah. So the point is though, like when you only sing it, when your band needs a framework within which to improve.
Yeah.
If there's no metric for improvement, like I played the bridge the wrong way or I played the verse the wrong way, I'll do it better next time. By better, you mean the right way. So there is a right way. And just acknowledging that fact is really important because it's like, I can't know if I'm getting better if we're never doing something that I can judge myself by, right? Because like the reason most church bands are good is because they replicate what's on the album. Right?
Exactly.
And like they're trying to do that. It's like a cover band, right? Effectively, it's what it is.
Yep.
But it's unto the Lord, and it's kind of different motives. But the reason they're good is because people listen to the song, they learn the tones, they learn the grooves, all that stuff, and they do that, right? And then it hits, and that's like, why is Revelation song amazing? Well, it's because everyone learned the song, and it was in our souls.
Well, like
right?
think about this,
Anyway,
like. And here's another reality.
Yeah.
We're doing worship songs that all of these congregants listen to.
Mm-hmm.
They listen to the song. When you go to the Coldplay show, you want to hear the songs.
Yes, you do.
I'm sorry. You just want to hear the songs. You don't want to hear some like, oh, yes, we wrote this one last year and we've never played it anywhere. It's like, all right, cool. Play Yellow, all right? Like,
I don't care. Fix me.
Yeah. Fix me. Exactly. Like, dude, so it's like there's an element of like, if you guys play the songs, it is digestible for everyone.
Yeah.
And the dad who's like just like
That's the other side of it.
tapping into worship music, and he hears these ones on the radio, and he knows the words to the song, and he can sing along and engage. That part becomes passive.
Yeah.
Sometimes that whole like swirly twirly gumdrops, like it's not as easy for the man to just like engage in worship. That might be the first step for him. And like, I'm not trying to diminish like the spiritual sensitivity of it, but there is an element of like, if you guys could just play the songs and do all the parts right, and then you do that, you play them like 3-4 times, and then you're like, oh yeah, what if we put a little ba ba boom here?
Then you make
know
it your
what I'm
own.
saying? Dude, you can make it your own.
Yeah. And that's the point, is that like it takes humility to recognize that you're not the best. And I need to learn from this.
Yes.
I need to learn from this. And anyway, we kind of a little tangent there, but it was good.
Oh yeah, it was good. I think we're kind of running out of time, but the last thing I'll ask, crowd mics. Crowds.
As many as you can get in the room.
Yeah, and what mic? All right, so give me your A and then your B.
If I could only, large diaphragm crowd mics are cool.
Prime setup. This is a tech director. He has unlimited budget. Worship pastor. He's like, yep, I actually have a trust fund that I can pull from. I have $12 billion in there.
Nice. I would say if it's like 1,000-seat room, at least 4 to 6 shotgun mics would be ideal. And the version, like which shotgun mic you use, isn't as important. The principle of shotgun mics are all really the same. Like they're very directional, very focused in on what they're aimed at. And if you can get them kind of as far away from people, right? Ironically, like shotgun mics, get them high at the in the ceiling, aimed at the audience on the floor behind the PA, right? So it's not like getting blasted by some speakers, like at Gateway. We did that recording. Like I came in a few months before the recording, and like we went up in the rafters, like, and we were talking about work and reposition their crowd mics for a better crowd capture. Well, that was like.
Were you happy with it?
They were, yeah. Sam Gibson mixed it, so
he was happy.
But he apparently was, from what I heard. But
good.
That coupled with some stuff, a couple large diaphragms on the floor is functional and is useful. The large diaphragms on the floor is less. You hear like Jim telling Bob what his day was like. Yeah,
about his barbecue yesterday.
Versus the shotguns in the ceiling is like, well, that's what's happening in the room. I went through a season where I put a pair of like 414s at front of house, just like on like the PA is this way, and they're just aimed either way and cardioid.
Yeah.
It was cool. It's a lot of PA, right?
I was gonna say,
if you're using vocal tuning and stuff, it's less of a problem. But it's like a lot of energy, right? A lot of energy, which is cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when it comes to catching PA, people are like, oh, isn't there timing? Isn't there this, that, the other? I'm like, no, that's the point.
Well, okay, so you learn this in doing studio work.
Yeah.
Is that when you have your room mics, there are some people who move the timing of the room mics to.
So it's all in line with the PA?
They delay it. No, like in
to the
studio,
first set?
In the studio, right? Like you move your room mics to wherever your kick drum is or whatever.
Yeah.
I have found that to like kill the size of what you're doing. Yeah. Because the time between when the drums hit and the reflection in the room.
No early reflection on your reverb.
Gives you, literally creates the space in, right? And I found that doing any sort of delay movement, on audience mics, I have auto aligned them to each other before. That's really cool. And they, it helps create space. They're more in phase with each other with the crowd mics, but I don't move them at all in relation to the band, because if you do that, you kill any sort of size that might be happening.
Yes.
If it's a 4,000 seat room, it won't sound like it because you've moved the audience mics, and now it's not. Like you don't hear that reflection. It's just right. It's not like that difference is what creates the size. Anyway, that's why. So I don't do that. Right.
Yep.
I don't delay the
crowd's super important. If your in-ear mixes suck, get a good crowd mic setup and put them in there, and life's going to become way easier.
It's true. Anyway,
last thing I'll say is just for bass. For keys, just buy all of Oscar's stuff. Nothing else there. Just buy all of Oscar's stuff. For bass, tone hammer.
Yeah, P bass, tone hammer.
P bass, tone hammer, and just do nothing
I
else,
saw this
please. I
hilarious-
beg of you. Microsynth occasionally.
I saw this hilarious meme yesterday. I sent it to Nick. It was, it might have been you and Nick. It was like what your bass says about you. And your
Oh
bass
yeah.
player.
I saw it. I just didn't play it.
It was so funny. It's like what a Fender Jazz. It's like Jocko is it
Jaco Pastorius.
Yeah, he's my hero. You know, it's like it's very mid-range.
Oh yeah, it was like a little caption for each one.
He's like a bunch of different things that are true about this bass player. Anyway,
My
bass.
wife actually has a jazz bass that sounds insane.
Yeah, I forgot
through
she
a
played
tone
bass.
hammer. Yeah, she plays bass.
Your wife plays bass.
She
You gotta
does.
get her on a set, bro. Our
She
wives
probably
need
could.
to do a podcast. They've been saying it.
They have.
We've kept them away intentionally because we don't want to get burned publicly.
Some things are for men and some things are for women.
Oh, that's good to know, dude. Delete.
We're leaving that in.
Oh God.
I'm joking, guys. Everyone relax. Calm down. Everybody relax.
Oh God.
Easy. All right.
Anyway.
Hey, this was fun. That was quite the ending.
That's good.
Yeah. See you guys soon.
Nate's gonna. Okay, bye.